Hi there again, Brian, ZL3XDJ. I might turn this light off actually, I think it's a bit too bright. It's better. Hope you're all well. Thanks for joining the channel, and just doing a very quick sort of update on what's happening on the bands at the moment, because things are really good, and things are changing quite rapidly. This is actually about 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, and I got stations on 20 meters CW coming through very nicely. But I had an email this week from somebody saying, how come I managed to get so much DX? As in, if you've been on this channel before, my quest, when I go on the radio each day, my quest is to get some QSOs 10,000 kilometers or more. That's what I try to do with just basic antennas here, and which are just a painting pole basically, which you'll see on the QRZ my QRZ page. Painting pole, radio, a bit of coax, and away we go. There's no multi-band antennas here. I don't use any ballons or unons or windings or all these other things. I haven't got any big towers, no amplifiers, and I haven't got any big Yagis or anything like this. As I say, it's just a very simple setup. That's and somebody asked me about that actually, why I go along that road, and it was years ago actually. It was an old G3 friend of mine who, when I first started out in the hobby, said to me that just try and keep everything as simple as you can. Don't complicate everything with all these other things you could use. Just get a radio, a resonant antenna, one that works fairly decent, and you'll find you get good results. And that's exactly what's happened over the years. So all well and good to everybody else. A lot of people using ballons and unins and multi-band antennas and all these different things. I just use a simple vertical, which you can see on some of my other videos, some radials, and that's it. Away we go. But I must say, probably my secret to a lot of DX over the years is probably been this thing down here, Morse code. As I was once told many years ago, when I learnt CW, that CW can definitely give you the edge on the radio. And I said to a guy, naively, years ago, I said, why is that? Why do you think CW's much better than anything else for getting CW? And he said the way he looked at it is, he said like this. He said, imagine yourself walking down the street or walking somewhere, and you see on a farm or across wherever. He said, imagine you see somebody and that and you give them a quick yell, hey, how are you, but they don't tend to hear you so well. But as soon as you go and whistle, they hear you immediately. And that was his take on CW. He said, and I found that quite often. Just recently, was it a Charlie Yankee station that was around, and I called him a few times on sideband, didn't get anywhere, went straight over to the key, got him first call. So, and obviously CW, sorry, I can go down to 50 hertz bandwidth, take all the noise out of receive, and that's probably been my wee secret over the years, is learn CW. It's not that difficult. Do a little bit each day, each week, or get some help from a friend or a club, this type of thing, and before you know it, you're on the air. And I quite often work people who just starting out on CW. I worked a guy the other day who was only running 6 words a minute. That's fine for me. you know, it helps him get started. And it's like anything else, you know, it's you know, we all have to learn a lot of things as we go through life. So CW is nothing else. It's just time and patience and get into there. And it's got me a lot of good QSOs recently. But the other thing that been happening recently is actually the band conditions are changing. So 40 meters is opening up. I'm trying to work the UK and Europe, Scandinavia every day. As I say, everything over 10,000 kilometers is goes in the logbook every day. But propagation is changing this time of year. 40 meters is just starting to open into the UK. I've had some really nice QSOs with guys in the UK on 40 meters, and the 40 meters at the moment, because I monitor the greyline extensively here, because it changes constantly. For my QTH and the way it peaks and opens. So 40 meters for me is just before dark here. Anything up to that point, I don't hear a lot on 40 meters, but soon as it just before dark, that's when 40 meters opens, and I get through to the UK this week on CW and sideband. Actually, it was quite nice. I don't work the high bands. I only work 40 and 20. So up on 20 meters, a little bit later, just after dark here. Again, on 20 meters, I don't hear much before dark. As soon as maybe 15 minutes after dark here, 20 meters just come to life. I hear signals from all over Scandinavia, Europe, and the UK really strongly. The bands don't open for very long here. In my location, maybe 20 minutes, 25 maximum if I'm really lucky. Most people know G4AKC, Bicycle Mobile, up on the Blackpool coastline. I hear him pretty much every time he's on. Good signal, and a lot of other G stations that come through. So just to give people an idea, if they're looking, they get to Australia quite easily from the UK. Most people do, but just getting this bit further down to the South Island just takes a bit more skill in the sense that got to get that timing right. And as I say, it is changing, but recently it's been really good. I'm just looking, just pan round here if I can. 2 seconds. So we're just panning around here to the logbook recently, and we can see a mixture of CW and sideband on 40 and 20 meters, and quite a diverse selection of Holland, England, and quite a few G stations. As if I get the cursor right, quite a few G stations as we move down. And most of these stations, for instance, Drew, who's over here somewhere, G0CZE, again, just similar as me, hasn't got any huge antennas and amplifiers and all these, but just picking the right time on 40 meters, and then I worked him on 20 as well. Got through straight away, and as you can see, pretty much every QSO I had is 10,000 kilometers or more. Swedish stations, Drew again, and Fox 4 HXX here. I think he's got a long wire, so again, not a lot of power, not a big station like myself, but just getting the grey line and the right time to work different parts of the world, and it's not a problem at all. So that's as I say, it's just a fairly quick update to let you know what's going on. I think somewhere here I got a bit of. Let me just go back to laptop a second. Got a bit of video that someone sent from the UK. I think it's very brief, only about 30 seconds. But this is apparently my signal in being received in England. So I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. Yep, 20 meters. As I say, it's just 20 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, and got a station on 20 meters CW. So that's just a few bits and pieces, just for information. As I say, I monitor the grey line extensively to try and work out where what time I'm going to be the best to get into the UK and Europe and so forth. It just change a wee bit as we go through the months, obviously. But at the moment, the bands are really well and fantastic. So there we are. I won't hold it. As I say, CW. That's where I get most of my DXQSOs from, because it's just once you learn it and get on the air, it's so I just love the idea of getting a narrowband filter switched in. Can't hear anything. It doesn't matter what's going on the band and all that. You just hear one station, and you can make the contact quite easily. Even some stations are very weak with me. They might only be a 5 and 1 or less than that, but because it being on CW, I can still pick them up quite easily, even with my old ears. But again, yeah, 20 and 40 meters at the moment is doing really well, and as I say, no big station here. No big station here. Keep it simple. As I say, if you look back through some of my videos, you can see a simple vertical stood in a tree or somewhere. A few radials. I think I even did a video of a vertical stood in the middle of bushes and trees. I could hardly see it. A few radials scattered around the fence line or bits and pieces, but in this location the verticals work really well. So wherever you've got and wherever you're using, give it a go and let me know. I always say, if you hear me on the band, send me an email, because I'm normally, when I'm active, I'm monitoring my emails at the same time. So if you're around and you think you're just not quite getting through, just drop me an email and I'll just put the narrow filters in and take a listen for you. And most times I'll manage to pick you out. I actually worked, can't remember the call sign offhand, but I actually managed to work a guy who had never worked New Zealand before. So that was a real. He found it quite exciting. It was a real treat for me. A real treat for me. If I get a signal heard in the UK, I'm really happy. I know people say, try to get ZL in the book, but it gives me a big thrill as well to know my signals managed to get round there just from the vertical antenna. Is just a 5 meter painting pole. It's nothing flash. Simple is the way to go, and CW if you can manage that. Have a nice week anyway. Thanks for watching this old XG station, and have fun on the bands, and hope I catch up with you soon. Keep it simple. Get out there, get on the bands, give it a try, give me a call. Let's have a bit of fun. All the best, and catch you next time, I hope. 7-3s from New Zealand and ZL3XDJ. Have fun. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.